Beyond our power, when reality falls short, disappointment sets in. I once knew a passionate young entrepreneur who spent years building a tech company hoping to revolutionize an industry. However, when the product launched, market feedback was disappointing, frustrated. He blamed customers for not understanding its value and suspected sabotage by competitors. These emotions trapped him in bitterness and helplessness. During a conversation, I suggested focusing on what he could improve instead of fixating on uncontrollable factors. This shift opened a new perspective. He stopped blaming others, refined his product, adjusted his strategy, and embraced the patient success demands by letting go of what was beyond his control. He felt lighter, more creative, and eventually achieved greater success than expected. Stoicism not only reshapes how we perceive challenges, but also urges us to ask ourselves, during stressful moments, is this within my control? Am I wasting energy on the unchangeable? Is my reaction improving the situation or worsening it? These simple questions are powerful tools to free yourself from negativity. Letting go of control doesn't mean surrendering or being passive. It requires focusing on what you can truly influence: your thoughts, emotions, and actions. Picture rowing a boat down a river. You cannot stop the current, but you can steer your boat effectively to navigate its flow. A practical Stoic exercise is premeditatio malorum, anticipating adversity before starting your day. Take a moment to imagine what might go wrong. Plans getting cancelled, colleagues making mistakes, or bad weather. Preparing for these scenarios makes them easier to accept when they happen. Ultimately, letting go is not a sign of weakness, but a powerful liberation. When you stop clinging to what's beyond your grasp, you'll experience an extraordinary sense of peace. Start small, don't try to change others' opinions, dwell on the past, or hold on to the unhold life. Flows like a river, and when you learn to move with its current, you'll find the peace you've been seeking all along. Number 4, embrace imperfection in the embrace imperfection in the world. In life, none of us can avoid moments of frustration or even anger when others don't behave as we expect. But have you ever asked yourself, why do we expect perfection from the world and the people around us? Stoicism teaches that the demand for perfection is an illusion, and that illusion is the root of much suffering. Understanding that imperfection is the essence of the world is the first step to freeing yourself from the negative emotions caused by others. Think about this. Have you ever been disappointed because a colleague didn't complete their task properly, affecting your work, or felt upset when a friend broke a promise or a family member said something hurtful? Such situations are common, but is it realistic to expect everyone to be flawless? Epicus reminds us it is not events that disturb people. It is their judgments concerning them. Anger and frustration don't stem from others' actions, but from how we interpret them. The chaotic, imperfect world doesn't need to change to please you. What needs to change is how you perceive it. Take a specific example. Imagine you prepared meticulously for an important presentation, but at the last minute, a colleague responsible for supporting materials made mistakes or omissions, seemingly ruining your effort. Frustration is natural. You might think, why were they so careless when I tried so hard? But viewed through a Stoic lens, you'll see that their mistake is beyond your control. Anger only worsens the situation instead of blaming them. You could ask, what can I do now to salvage this by accepting imperfection? You not only remain calm, but also find solutions more effectively. Stoicism emphasizes focusing on what you can control. Marcus Aurelius wrote, begin each day by telling yourself, today I shall meet with interference, ingratitude, insolence, disloyalty, ill will, and selfishness. All of them due to the offender's ignorance of what is good or evil. Starting your day with the mindset that imperfection is inevitable prepares you to face challenges with resilience. This isn't pessimism, it's realism, allowing you to navigate difficulties with a steady mind in everyday moments. Embracing imperfection can transform your reactions when someone breaks a promise instead of anger. Remind yourself they are human and might be dealing with unseen struggles. If you feel misunderstood, stay calm and seek clarity rather than jumping to conclusions. Perhaps they didn't intend to hurt you, but simply didn't understand your perspective. And when faced with rudeness or criticism, ask yourself, does this truly harm me? Or is it my interpretation making me feel hurt? Accepting imperfection doesn't mean giving up on improving yourself or the world. On the contrary, it liberates you when you stop demanding that others act as you wish. You free yourself from disappointment and can focus on what truly matters. For example, in relationships, we often expect our partner to understand us perfectly. But the truth is, even those who love you most can't always read your emotions or needs. Instead of blaming them, ask, can I communicate more clearly to foster mutual? Understanding this approach not only alleviates dissatisfaction, but also builds empathy. When you truly accept the world's imperfections, you'll find joy in its flaws. A careless coworker, an inconsiderate friend, or even a rude stranger becomes an opportunity to practice patience and compassion. Ask yourself, have I ever made mistakes? If I want forgiveness from others, why can't I forgive them? This perspective reminds you that everyone, including you, is doing their best. As Seneca wrote, he who is brave is free courage to face imperfection is not just a sign of compassion, but a path to inner freedom life. Doesn't have to be perfect for you to find happiness. When you stop expecting perfection from others or the world, you release yourself from the burden of anger. Marcus Aurelius said, the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. By letting such thoughts guide you, you'll discover peace amid the chaos. This isn't about compromising with imperfection, it's the art of living. Number 5, take responsibility for your feelings. Feelings. When we learn to accept the imperfections of the world, a new door opens, a door leading inward to our own inner self. The world may be chaotic, people may fall short of our expectations, and things rarely go as planned. But must these realities trouble us? Accepting external imperfections is one thing, but the more profound challenge lies in learning to control our emotions in the face of what we cannot change. This raises a fundamental question: who is responsible for your emotions? You or the circumstances beyond your control? Stoicism compels us to confront this truth. Imagine standing in a long supermarket queue on a busy weekend, surrounded by impatience. Suddenly, someone cuts in front of you without so much as an apology or a glance back. Instantly, irritation rises. You feel disrespected. You could respond by voicing your anger, grumbling under your breath, or carrying that resentment for the rest of the day. But there is another choice. You can pause and ask yourself, is this person's action truly worth sacrificing my peace? They may be wrong, but my emotions are mine. Why should I let them dictate how I feel? If you choose calmness, a remarkable thing happens. The irritation fades. The person might remain oblivious to their rudeness, but their actions no longer hold power over you, unless you allow them to. The queue might be slightly longer, but your inner peace remains intact. That seemingly trivial incident becomes just another minor moment in your day, rather than the spark for a cascade of negative emotions. When you reclaim control of your emotions, life becomes much lighter in our daily lives. We often unknowingly hand control of our emotions to others when someone insults, criticizes, or ignores you. The instinctive response is to feel hurt, angry, or dejected, but ask yourself, why let another person's words or actions dictate your mood? Marcus Aurelius, the philosopher, fair emperor of Rome, wisely observed, you have power over your mind. Not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. His words remind us of a profound truth. While we cannot control others, we can always choose how to react to them. Consider a time when you were unfairly criticized at work. Anger and frustration may have felt inevitable. But what What if you reminded yourself that your worth isn't determined by others' opinions? By reframing your reaction, you would free yourself from their influence over your emotions. But how do we achieve this? Start by practicing the power of pause when faced with an upsetting situation. Ask yourself, am I overreacting? Is this worth losing my peace? A brief pause. Create space between the trigger and your response, giving you the opportunity to choose calm over chaos. Another effective method is keeping a journal of your emotion, a practice rooted in Stoicism. Each evening, take a few minutes to reflect what upset you today. How did you react? Could you have responded differently over time? This habit helps you identify emotional patterns and build the discipline to manage them. Taking responsibility for your emotion is the key to a more tranquil life. No one can make you angry or upset unless you allow it. Marcus Aurelius also wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment." His words remind us that emotions are our possession, not someone else's. Protect your peace, and you'll find that nothing can truly disturb your spirit. Do you resonate with this perspective? If so, don't hesitate to like and share your thought in the comment below. I'd love to hear your stories and reflection. And if you see things differently, share your viewpoint.